Dawson's Rambles.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Ryder here. This is going to be a little bit of a free-form discussion, not an ABC Family discussion, but a free-form discussion on the upcoming Power Rangers movie Reboot universe based on some recent news. I recently did a video on the latest rumors about this. I'll link to it probably several places. There'll probably be a little tag thingy, maybe in the comments, you know. It's around, so you'll see the video if you didn't already see it, talking about the new rumors. But I wanted to address one thing specifically within the rumors about the reboot, which is the leaker, the rumorer, whatever you call it, the rurger, said that the tone was going to be hella mature. Again, a very professional way to put it. And we don't exactly know what that means. I feel like it set off a lot of worries about some very specific things that I kind of wanted to talk about and maybe ease the worries a little bit. First of all, I'll say I obviously don't know anything. I don't have any kind of inside track, so I can't say for certain, but I can make an educated guess. And the main worry people were having is with mature, that they're going to try to make it like a serious adult show, which I think comes from the use of the word mature, and also people are somehow, which this is something I completely forgot about, worried about it being like that Power/Rangers fan film that James Van Der Beek was in years ago, and that it's going to be like that, which was almost kind of like a parody of itself. I completely forgot that existed until people brought that up. And I just want to say, I mean, I can't say for certain, but I'm 99% sure we don't have to worry about it being like that. I mean, I don't think in general there's going to be a full-on adult Power Rangers show. I'm never going to say never because there's been a lot of major franchise surprises in the last few years that I would have never thought possible. But I don't think it's going to happen. If it ever does, I mean, I think there's a possibility way down the road, but I wouldn't see it happening now or anytime in the near future. Mainly because if you think about it and use some common sense, this new movie universe and first show is going to be the new main show, replacing Dino Fury. It would not make sense to make that like an HBO type show. Like, they wouldn't do that anyway. It wouldn't make financial sense because I think what they'd want to do is appeal to a wider audience and not just adults, and then all of a sudden alienate the kid audience, which is the target audience. That would make no sense if you sit there and think about it for a second. I don't think a full-on adult show would happen. I think we could maybe get some more mature shows in the future, but I think that the main show, if this new universe first show based on the movie is going to be the new main show, it's going to be more of a balanced tone. So I wouldn't worry about it specifically being like Power/Rangers for that reason. It just wouldn't make any sense logically for them to do that, honestly. It's also funny to me that people are worried about like, Power Rangers can't do this, they can't be mature and gritty, because I can't tell you how many comments I've seen over the years since I've not only become a reviewer, but before that, of people being like, Power Rangers needs to be dark and mature like Sentai. Sentai's dark and mature. Seriously, it's like, it's just weird to me. People are like, I want it to be mature like Sentai. Power Rangers is going to be mature. No! What do you want? Anyway, the other thing I think is setting people off is the use of the word mature. First of all, this was just this guy's words. I mean, I get a feeling that whatever this new universe show is going to be more mature than the current show, but that's not a very high bar to overcome. The maturity level of the show right now is like one step above Barney. Sometimes. I think it'll just be a little bit more mature than the main show to some degree, but I think people are tripping up over the use of that word. And again, this was just his words, so we don't know what they're going to say when they actually announce it. And the word mature can mean lots of things. Maybe people are associating it with adult content because of, like, when you watch TV, it'll say, you know, this is rated MA for mature audiences only, or video games are rated M for mature. But mature doesn't always mean, like, adult Game of Thrones, you know, Sopranos, HBO, whatever other adult shows there are, type of thing. Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad. It doesn't mean always that. Mature can just mean more mature. Perfect definition. Use it in a sentence. For me, more mature just means treating the audience with more like intellectual respect. Right now, the show really talks down to its audience, even the younger ones. And you can have a kids show be mature without it being adult. Like Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's always a good example lots of people use, but that's a good example of one. That's a show that's a kid's show, but it deals with very mature themes, some mature dialogue, but it's not adult, you know. And then even something like, this is maybe a weird example, but the 2012 TMNT show, because that show has all kinds of crazy, silly turtle mythology, but I would consider it a more mature show than Power Rangers in the last 10 years because it dealt with a lot of interesting, mature character themes and storylines, but they weren't dark. I mean, I guess there was some dark ones, but you know what I mean? They weren't like, oh, there's blood, you know. I don't know. I think you know what I mean. Think about like when a little kid is acting immature or like a preteen or something, and the parent will say, you need to act more mature. They don't mean you need to go do some Game of Thrones chiz. They just mean act more mature. And that's what I think mature means. I think it'll just be a little bit more grown up but not grown up, if that makes any sense. And I think people are latching onto that word too hardcore and jumping to conclusions, practically writing the review for the show before it even comes out. I don't think it's going to be an adult show, and I think people just need to balance their expectations. And to be honest, I do want it to be more mature. I don't want it to be adult, but I think it can hit this nice sweet spot where it's able to appeal to the older fans and the younger kids. And I think in a way, most importantly, that sort of more middle ground, because in recent years, they've only been wanting to appeal to the real little kids. And like I've mentioned in countless videos, I don't understand why they only want to appeal from like 0 to 2-year-olds when they could appeal from like 0 to 12-year-olds or 14-year-olds. That's just much more of a bigger market, and it's fairly easy to do. Right now, it's a show you grow out of instead of a show you grow up with, and I think that they could really strike a nice balance there. I think Voltron is another good example of a kid show that was on there that's, appealing to kids, but it's got some mature concepts within it. So I just think people need to, first of all, just calm down about it. We don't know a lot. I think that there's good reason to believe this is not going to be an adult show. And if there ever is one, I don't think it'll be the main show. And remember, we're doing multiple shows, so there's multiple possibilities. So as always, I'm encouraging people to sort of balance their expectations. But that's about it for this one, guys. Until next time, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you get notifications for my videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out.